The average American retires with more money than they started with. That sounds like good news. It isn't. It means they spent 30 years being afraid. Afraid to take the trip. Afraid to help their kids. Afraid to spend what they had earned. And then they died, with money still in the account. Money they suffered to protect. There is a concept, and it comes from a book that has quietly changed how thousands of retirees think about money. That asks one uncomfortable question. What if the goal isn't to die with as much as possible? What if the goal is to die with zero? Stay with me, because this is not reckless. It is the most strategic retirement idea most people never hear. Here is something the financial industry almost never tells you. Most retirees, following the standard advice, save aggressively, spend carefully, protect your principal, end up dying with more money than they started retirement with. Research published alongside what is known as the 4% rule shows that if you follow conservative withdrawal guidelines, you have a 2/3 chance of passing away with double the money you retired with. 2/3 chance. That means the sacrifice was real. The skipped vacations were real. The not yet was real. And the money stayed in the account anyway. There is a better way to think about this. And it starts with a question almost no financial advisor will ask you. When is the last time money gave you joy? Not security, not relief, not a number on a statement. Actual joy. That is where we begin. The idea is simple, and it challenges everything. A dollar spent at 60, on a trip with your children, on your grandchild's first experience of the ocean, is worth more than that same dollar spent at 82, when your health may not allow the same experience. This is not a license to be reckless. This is a precision strategy. It asks you to think about your money not just in terms of how much, but when. And when you apply that thinking to your retirement plan, 3 things change immediately. First, you stop hoarding money for a future version of yourself who may be too sick, too tired, or too gone to use it. Second, you start giving experiences to the people you love while you are still here to share them. Third, and this is the one the IRS actually rewards, you plan your withdrawals strategically in the years when your tax bracket is lowest. Which brings us to the part your accountant should be telling you. The federal tax code has 7 brackets. And between the 12% bracket and the 22% bracket, there is a gap. That gap is a window. And if you are in the early years of retirement, before Social Security, before required minimum distributions, that window may be open for you right now. This is the year to consider a Roth conversion. Pull money from your traditional IRA. Pay tax at 12%. Move it into a Roth, where it grows and is withdrawn, tax-free, forever. This is how people with $300,000 in savings pay less in lifetime taxes than people with $600,000, because they planned when, not just how much. And here is the Social Security piece most people miss. According to the Social Security Administration, if your combined income exceeds $34,000 as a single filer, up to 85% of your benefit becomes taxable. Managing your income in retirement is not optional. It is the strategy. So how do you apply this? 3 questions. Write these down. Question 1. What experiences do I want to have? And what does my health realistically allow in the next 10 years that it may not allow in 20? Question 2. What is my tax bracket right now? And is this the lowest it will ever be in retirement? Question 3. Am I giving while I am living? Or am I saving for a stranger at the IRS? Because here is the truth about inheritance that nobody says clearly. Under current law, your heirs must withdraw inherited IRA funds within 10 years. That could push them into a higher bracket than you were ever in. A planned, strategic gift during your lifetime, under the annual exclusion of $19,000 per person in 2025, is tax-free. No forms. No IRS report. No drama. Giving now is not generosity. It is tax strategy. The point is not to spend recklessly. The point is to be as precise about spending as you were about saving. You spent 30 years building this. You owe it to yourself to use it with intention, not to protect it from a fear that may never arrive. Run a Monte Carlo simulation. Talk to a financial advisor. Look at what your tax bracket actually is right now. Because the goal was never the number. The goal was the life the number was supposed to buy. If this made you think differently about retirement, not just about saving, but about when and how to spend, share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to see how tax bracket management works in a real retirement scenario, the next video walks through exactly that. See you there.